The Right Choice, Buddha's Teachings on Life Decisions. In a quaint village surrounded by dense forests and towering mountains, Buddha and his disciples made camp during their travels. As they sat around a small fire under the canopy of the night sky, one of the disciples, troubled by a dilemma, spoke up. "Master," he said, "I often find myself at crossroads, uncertain about which path to take. I struggle to determine if my choices are right, and even after deciding, I question whether I made the correct one." Buddha looked at the disciple with a serene smile and nodded. "Your question is one that troubles many, but the answer is simpler than it seems. Let me tell you a story." Buddha began. Once, there was a young archer who wished to master his craft. He was determined and practiced tirelessly, but he struggled to decide whether to follow the strict discipline of his first teacher or the more relaxed and instinctive approach of another. Torn between these paths, he came to me for guidance. I told him, Buddha continued, that choosing a path is much like shooting an arrow. It is not enough to simply draw the bow and aim. You must also let go with confidence. And once the arrow is in flight, you cannot control the wind, the weather, or the obstacles in its path. But you can control your own steadiness and focus. The disciples listened intently, drawing closer to the fire as Buddha continued. The young archer was confused. "But Master, how do I know which way is right?" he asked. I replied, "The right choice is not always about which path you take, but about the intention and mindfulness you bring to it. When you make a decision, consider if it is aligned with kindness, wisdom, and compassion. Does it bring peace to your mind? Does it cause no harm to others? If so, then that is the right choice." The disciple who had asked the question looked thoughtful. "But how do we know if the choice was correct once it is made?" he asked. Buddha smiled and said, "Reflect on the outcome without attachment. Ask yourself if your actions have led to greater peace, understanding, and harmony. If they have, your choice was right. If not, learn from it, adjust your aim, and try again. Life is a series of choices, and each one is an opportunity to grow. What matters is not the perfection of each decision, but the learning and intention behind it." He then added, "Remember, even when the outcome is not as you hoped, it does not mean the choice was wrong. Every choice teaches us something valuable if we are open to learning. Trust your inner wisdom and let it guide you, for within you lies the compass to navigate the uncertainties of life." Buddha's words sank deep into the hearts of his disciples. They realized that making the right choice was less about a guaranteed outcome and more about the sincerity of their intentions and the courage to learn from their journey. As the night deepened, the disciples felt a newfound clarity. They understood that the path to making the right choices was a continuous practice of mindfulness, reflection, and compassion. With this understanding, they bowed to Buddha, grateful for the wisdom he had shared. You are listening Motivational Stories by Perspective.